Hello everybody, welcome back to another LEGO haul from BrickByBrick, and today we have stuff from Target. So I went to Target and found a thing, because I was looking for possibly the new Batmobile. I would have bought that if they had it, but they didn't have that. I did find one thing in the LEGO section, which was they had new body bags. They had like a Creator German Shepherd one, which I was like, maybe I'll get that, but I figured not now. Maybe if it ever goes on sale for some reason or on clearance, I'll buy it. But they did have this Ninjago Titanium Mini Mech, and I was like, it looks cool enough. I guess I'll get one. $5. I was like, sure, whatever. And I was looking mostly for the Looney Tunes series. They didn't have any in the LEGO section, but I went up to the registers and found some. And unfortunately, from my feeling, it seemed like they only had 8 left. So I guess someone got to a couple of them before me. And I did notice that whenever I, as I was filling them, you'd have like the same figure 3 in a row for some reason. However, they put them up on the shelf. It ended up working like that. And I also noticed it seemed like they definitely had more than 3 of Wiley Coyote. So, one of the figures may have not been there in the first place. But I won't spoil what figures I didn't get yet, because that way you have to watch the rest of the video to find out. But yeah, I did not feel all of the figures, so we will not get a full set here. I did buy 8 of them total. So there's your little hint, I guess. But bag 1 is, okay, Porky Pig. This one is a decent one. Would be a whole lot better if the torso printing didn't suck, but whatever, I guess. The back print looks a little bit better than the front, but still not great. I guess we'll put him together. Yeah, you can definitely tell when you put the back on. And the front's a little worse. Maybe this front looks maybe a little bit worse than some of the other ones that I've seen online. But I guess I won't be too upset about it. How does this sign go again? I think it's probably red stud on the bottom. But we will open up the leaflet and see. Okay. Yes, so it is stud on the bottom. But there's instructions for building these slightly more complicated accessories. And here's the front. Personal favorites are Daffy Duck, Marvin, and Taz, probably. Speedy's pretty cool too, though. But yeah, that's the full set here. We'll be getting all of them eventually. I know I'm not going to get them all in this video, but I will, next time I see them, obviously be picking up the rest, as I always do with CMF series. So I guess if you're new here, there's your rundown. I always buy a full CMF series. But that's all, folks. Pretty cool design. Kind of inappropriate for him to be the very first figure that I open, but I guess I don't really get any control over that. And I guess I could have had some control over that if I tried, but I didn't. And here we have Wiley Coyote, who, yes, I felt a crap ton of this guy while I was feeling them. We're going to just throw that to the side. So the head is not bagged, but the rest of him is. I was aware that, the rest of him was bagged because I felt so many of them, and, they all had, a bag inside. I'm going to make his tail stick up. Maybe it doesn't go that way, but that's what I'm going to do. And, yeah, molding for his head is pretty impressive. He's got that long nose. Very easy to feel, because you'll feel like the large things sticking out in 2 directions. And the anvil is going to get built up like this. And you do get several extra pieces for the anvil, 3 of them. So, yeah, anvil. Sure. Excellent. And there's Wiley Coyote. That's 2 figures. Of the 2, I think Wiley Coyote is definitely more impressive so far. Number 3 is going to be... do want to be careful, because there is the one figure in the series with the cloth piece, Marvin, but I don't want to... Yeah, I guess it's not the end of the world if I do cut that open, because my Target did have a bunch of him. Possibly, I feel like I felt more than 3 Marvins too, which would make it slightly more reasonable that I didn't get the full series. But here we have Petunia Pig, very exciting figure, probably my favorite Looney Tunes character, as obviously it's everyone's favorite Looney Tunes character. Yeah, I guess, okay figure, but I don't really care about Petunia Pig. So, the only reason that I have this is to have the full series at this point. Let's see, who is this one? It feels a little bit bigger. Speedy, maybe? And yeah, it is Speedy. Okay. figure. Mint Speed. Yeah, that's true. I do remember feeling that Speedy was in a plastic bag. But here we have Speedy. He's gonna have his tail, and then his. It's unfortunate, really, that they didn't print the front of the tail. That would have made this figure a little bit better. But I think he is still one of the better ones in the series. Yeah, the hat mold is pretty cool. Something a little bit weird to me about his face. I don't know what it is, but I know something feels a tiny bit off. But he does have cheese, and cheese is cool. So cheese slopes both hands, and we'll surround him with cheese as well. Yes, I know one of these cheese is technically an extra part, but I'm just gonna give him all the cheese because cheese. Next figure that we have here is gonna be Sylvester. Cool. I think this is one of the cooler looking ones as well. I guess they print black down below the thing. Okay. I was going to say, if they're printing the white over, then that's really opaque white. But as you can see, the printing on his torso is probably the more accurate of the two. Okay, that's a little bent, but that'll be fine once we stick it underneath here. Underneath his torso. You know, now you'll never be able to tell. But yeah, the tail looks pretty good. Printing on the torso is not the whitest. Could be better, but it's not terrible. So, I'll take it. Yeah, not as distracting as it is for Porky Pig, because it's not like, doesn't line up perfectly well with the, like, there is a line between the top of that printing and the bottom of his head. Next up we have, got 3 left, and 2 after this one, so this one is, okay, Lola. This was the first one that I found. There was a, like, they were all at the registers, right? So there was this, there was one that was, like, by itself on the register closest to the self-checkout where I went to buy that Ninjago Poly bag, because I was going to buy that mostly just because I didn't find any Looney Tunes figures. So I was like, yeah, I might as well walk away with something. Okay, the printing on Lola is actually, like, really solid printing. Like, I guess, is that tail supposed to be white? If the tail's supposed to be white, then I guess it's not perfect, but it is really good. And the leg print especially is pretty spot on. I guess the white's not as opaque as it should be, but I don't know, just the printing just looks good to me. I don't know why, but it does. So, yeah. And the molding for Red is pretty great too. So, probably one of the better figures in the series, actually. Even though I guess it's technically like a weird combination of her Space Jam outfit and like the one from the Looney Tunes show. I don't know what this is, but it feels big. Like, it feels like there's a lot of random things in here. It's probably Taz. Right. Oh no, this one's Marvin. Okay, so good thing I was careful and did not cut that. Okay, so I guess he is double bagged. Yeah, alright. So I guess all of his pieces are in there, and then his skirt is not, which I was kind of expecting him to be double bagged because his, usually figures with skirts are like that. At least since they've done the double bagging. And just gonna get the skirt on there and lift up his hands and plop that on. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And I do really like his overall design. His helmet is a really cool mold. So, you know, it is dual molded. And the eyes actually are printed pretty decently. I guess, even though it's not perfectly though, like, it still could use some work, but I definitely is not distracting to have the white print on black there. I don't, you know, so not too bad. And I do think that Marvin is probably one of the better figures in the series. And last but not least, we have, it's going to be Taz probably, if I felt correctly. Yep. And everything is getting stuck in there. But, there. That's everything. Okay, so Taz has this weird disc thing, which I guess is supposed to let him spin and do his tornado thing. No printing on the torso, but that's because it's all going to get covered by the head here, which, yeah, that's a pretty great head mold, actually. The mouth is pretty fantastic, and he's got his chicken leg thing and his pie And let's see if we can spin him. Oh, I forgot his tail. That would be a minor issue. I guess we probably have to go up for his tail because he's short. So I think Wiley Coyote's tail was supposed to go downwards. But yeah, here is Taz. Little bit of a spin, kind of. The one thing that I don't like about this tornado piece is that you can't fit him on his stand, but I guess I'll have to deal with that problem later. And I guess while we're here, we'll quickly switch Wiley Coyote's tail to the other direction, because I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to actually be. But yeah, the thing that's a little bit of a shame, more so than just that I didn't get all of the figures in the series, is the fact that the figures that I didn't get were Bugs and Daffy, who are like the two probably most important figures to get to like have the full set. So yeah, whatever. I'll get them eventually. For now, I think that the figures that are here are pretty good. The head molds are all pretty great. Marvin, I think, might be one of my favorites, and the head mold for Wiley Coyote is pretty great, but I don't know, the rest of them is just kind of whatever. And Taz, I think, is another really well-produced one, and Speedy with cheese lips, obviously. But yeah, that's it for today's little opening video. I know it's kind of long and rambly, but I did just want to get this one out, and yeah, there'll be another video eventually when I get the last 4, possibly, unless I decide that I just don't care enough. Like, if I don't get them all at once, I probably won't bother doing one, but we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video anyway, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.